And now, Deborah Kobylt Live.
Hi, thanks for joining us today on Deborah Kobylt Live. And joining me is Tammi Pickle. She is the VP and partner of Elite Connections. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Deborah. I'm excited to be with you.
I'm thrilled that you're here. And I like to say to people, we're coming out right from quarantining. We're meeting up more often. What better time than to have on someone who is a matchmaker? And for all those people who've had it with apps, you're the person, and this is the show that they need to listen to today, right?
That's right. That's right. I mean, I just work for professionals, people that are serious about finding the right person. They don't want to do the app or the online dating. So they come to me and I meet all my clients personally, background search, making sure everyone is who they say they are, and then putting those two people together based on preferences and what everybody's looking for, and then just one after the next until we find them the right one.
How are you different from an app?
So we meet everyone personally or virtually. Typically, we like to meet personally, but through quarantine, we have done a lot of virtual meetings. But we check IDs, background search, criminal history, making sure everyone is who they say they are, showing recent photos and profile, but doing screening and getting to know all of our clients, what they're all about, what they're looking for. So it's a real personalized touch. We've been in business over 27 years, so we have a very large database, and we personally match all of our clients together through everybody seeing and meeting in person. There was a little bit of virtual meeting, but really we like to have our clients meet in person, see if there's a connection. They relay if they're interested or not interested in that person. I can relay feedback. So I do a lot of coaching and helping my clients throughout the process as well.
Look, there's nothing worse, because I've been in the room with my friends who are looking through these apps. They're swiping left, swiping right. They finally select someone they'd like to meet. They go and meet up for coffee or whatever, and they are not what they profess to be. Let me ask you something. Why do people do that? Because you're only going to show up and find out the guy is not 6'2". He's in fact 5'4", and it's not going to work out because you're 5'10" and you're not interested. Do you know what I mean? Like, why aren't people just a little more honest on these apps?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I think that they're like, well, the photo still looks like me, even though it was 5 years ago. I think people don't realize that they've aged or that they look a little different, they've gained a little, whatever. And then with the height and the age, I don't know why people are deceitful, because it's going to come out and you don't want to start off a relationship lying in the first place. But that's, it is frustrating. And that's, a lot of my clients have gone that avenue, gone that route. And they're like, I don't want to meet someone that wastes my time on these matches that are not going to be a good fit. So that's why they've reached out to a company like mine, where we're pre-screening, making sure, we're vetting and checking IDs and making sure everything's on the up and up. They're divorced and they're not lying about who they are or what they do or all those types of things. So, people, yeah.
That's everything, honestly. Just right there is worth paying for. I mean, I'm not quite sure what you charge, but I guess people would have to call you and figure that out, right? Because I know you have different plans, 3 months, 6 months, a year. We don't even need to get into that. That's something, once they call you, they can figure that out. But tell me how this started, right? Because you and your mom have been in business for many years together. But from what I understand, your mom met your dad the same way, right? Through a matchmaking service, right? It was so successful, she's like, I'm doing it too. Is that correct?
Yeah, my stepdad. But she actually joined a matchmaker. She was single. She was a single mom. She was like, I'm never going to meet somebody. So she joined a matchmaker. She brought home some videotapes, and I sat down. I was 13 and I helped her pick him out. I just thought they would be perfect together. They went on one date and they've been together ever since. And
Wow.
so she was like, it worked for her. And so then she started this business just after she met my stepdad. So 27 years in business. So I kind of grew up in the business. It was nothing that I felt I had to do, but when I really started meeting clients and matching them and making nice matches for my clients, that's when I really fell in love with what I do and realized that, like, I want to do this forever. And I'm passionate about it. I feel like I love it even more that I wasn't pushed into the family business. I chose it and it chose me. And I just love being able to help people that really are serious about finding someone. They typically are not finding someone on their own. They're working hard, they're busy, and they just want a better way of meeting someone. And we have such a large database. We've been in business so long that we are just able to network and make appropriate matches. And we feel like blind dating isn't the best approach. So we always are showing pictures and profiles, but meeting people personally and having an idea of two people that would be a good fit, we feel is a really good way of making connections.
So how do you do that, right? Let's say I come to you and I give you my criteria of what I'm looking for in a man or a partner. How do you find someone? Do they have to be someone who's also a client, or you go out there and find someone for me who's not a client?
Yeah, both. We would search within our database, which would be full members that maybe their membership has expired, but they're kept in the system. Maybe they were brought in to meet someone else and they're just kind of sitting in the system. So we have a very large database of all types of members. And we also do recruit for our clients as well. So we have recruiters nationwide, internationally. They're mingling, they're meeting, they're networking, friends of friends, friends of clients. So there's different ways how we would outsource as well as within our database. So we have thousands and thousands of clients within our database that we can search, and then we also recruit outside of our database.
This is going to seem like sort of an obvious question, but it's almost not. What are a lot of people looking for? I guess your clients want a long-term relationship, right? But do you ever get like some completely bonkers requests? I mean, I'd love to know about that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't take on everyone as a client. If we didn't feel that we could match them or make them nice matches, then we wouldn't bring them on as a client. And typically it's because somebody is very specific in what they're looking for. It's a very small pool of the population, and we feel that we are not going to be able to make them successful matches based on what they're looking for. So somebody might come to me and I only want to date 40 to 42, and they need to be a doctor, and they need to be, within 10 miles of where I live, and they have to be over 6 foot, just the list goes on and on. So the more open-minded, the better. And if I didn't feel I was going to be able to match someone, they go through the interview process with us. And if I'm able to match them, then I'll bring them on as a client. But if I can't, then I won't.
What is a base criteria that they have to have? Like, do they have to be working, make a certain amount of money? Obviously, not in a relationship currently, I'm guessing. But what's like the baseline criteria that is a must?
Yeah, I mean, we work for professionals that are, hardworking. A higher caliber is coming to us. We have different tiers of memberships, but not everyone can afford, a membership with us. It's more of someone that makes a certain amount. But we do have, from teachers all the way up to, billionaires. So, and everyone in between. So we have all different types of clients, but typically somebody that's busy, they're working hard, they want to meet the right person. They typically are not meeting the right person online and app dating, and they just want to invest in a company like ours where we're doing all the searching, recruiting. We have the large database that we're able to match them with appropriate quality, matches.
Do you have more men than women, or are you evenly balanced? Like, who comes to you more often?
Yeah, it's pretty much split down the middle, half and half, men and women.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, I'm going to guess that your business is going to be, booming now that people are able to get out and meet more. Has that been happening?
Yes, we have been busier than ever. I feel like the pandemic put a little strain on meeting people and personally meeting people. So now that things are starting to open up, they're like, I don't want to be alone anymore. I'm tired of the app dating and people not getting back to you and those types of things. So yeah, we've been busier than ever. And I feel like people are wanting to get out and mingle and meet people, and they're still probably working from home and kind of frustrated with not being able to go out as much as they were. Events, functions, charity events, things like that are not happening as readily as they were. So yeah, we've been busier than ever with people that are just fed up. I want to meet someone, help me.
Have you been doing Zoom meetings though? Because I would imagine that's pretty effective, right? Because at least you get to talk to the person, you can hear their voice, you kind of know what they're like. I imagine you do that too, and you're probably going to continue that.
Yes, we actually have been meeting a lot more clients virtually. business model, within our business, which is helpful. We're able to meet 30 people throughout the day versus driving around, meeting someone, them coming to our office and able to just, stretch it out within 5 clients in a day. So that has been helpful. A lot of our clients we're meeting virtually as well. Traveling has been a little harder for people. So if they're not traveling as much, but they typically date, in New York and LA, they're still wanting to meet people in different locations, they can speak virtually, they can get to know each other that way, and then set up and arrange an in-person meeting within a week or so. So typically we like people to meet personally, just because the chemistry, the connection is so much better in person than virtually. But at least we have that option to be able to, chat with someone, get to know someone, friendship foundation. So it's been, a positive, and things are opening up and looking good. So it's all, coming around.
That's wonderful. But I'm going to circle back a little bit. That bonkers thing. Did anything really ever happen where it was just crazy? The person went on the date. It was like, oh my God. I mean, you must have some stories with some either crazy requests or something, just a little nugget to give us that happened to you or, came your way.
There has been a few people I've had to cut off, fire. They talk about how they're broke, how they need help with their bills, how this and that. And you're like, no, this is not what we're doing here. So there has been people that, I didn't realize it hasn't happened in the past. And I think that they're a good person and have sound mind and all these things, that they come out to talk about crazy things and they need help, or they need to be taken care of and all these things. So, I apologize. I move on. I scrap that from the list of matches that we've made them and, start fresh. But it has happened where I have to make a note of, don't match that person again.
Yeah. So when someone comes to you, you have different packages, right? Like 3 months, 6 months. Do you guarantee that they'll have some kind of match, or, is it unlimited dates? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it is unlimited. I'd rather my clients be more open than less open. We do kind of guarantee a match a month, but most of our clients are meeting a match every 2 weeks. But we'd rather not cap them on a match a month. We'd rather them be more open to more than a match a month versus, no, I'm going to wait on somebody else. We'd rather them meet that second person, third person, even within a month, to be more open-minded than less open-minded.
What's the main age range of people that you serve?
We really work for all ages from 21 to 80, but I would say our larger pool would be in the middle, 40s to 60s is probably our larger pool.
Are people staying within their age? Because look, let's face it, traditionally it's always been like, the 50-year-old guy wants a 30-year-old girl, or has that changed a little bit? Like people are just sort of open to whatever. What would you say?
Yeah, that still does happen where maybe, there's been a man and he's been starting his business and he's been working hard and he didn't have the chance to like have a family and he wants that.
Right.
So that always, that does still happen. But then more than you would think, they want somebody a little closer to their age. Maybe they're divorced with a couple of kids. They're looking for something the same. Right. They're not looking to like start a whole nother family, but like maybe blend a family, that kind of thing. So they're looking maybe closer to their age, 5 years younger or whatnot. So typically men, give us an age window of like 5 years younger, but a lot are open up to their age. And then, women are open to their age and, 5, 8 years older than them is typically the norm.
Beautiful. Okay. So how can we get in touch with you? And do you offer like first month free or anything like that? Or no, you vet them and then they become paid clients? How does that work?
Yeah, so they can reach out. If I'm currently searching for one of my clients, I could possibly bring them in just to meet someone. But full membership is where we're actively searching, recruiting on a regular basis, and that would be a full membership. And that's where they range from kind of 3 month, 6 month, year-long packages where we are searching on a regular basis, sending you profiles on a regular basis. So those are full memberships. But if somebody came to us and I could possibly match them with somebody I'm searching for, then I could bring them in possibly on a complimentary match. So just reach out. We could give you more detail. Our website's eliteconnections.com. My email's tammi@eliteconnections.com. And my number's 800-923-4200. Just reach out. We can explain everything in more detail.
Oh, this is fun. If you end up matching somebody because of our show, I need to know about this. That'll be so cool, right? If
Yes,
I'm
bragging
responsible,
rights. You get them.
right? Oh, definitely. I want to be invited to the wedding or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but how fun would that be, right? If I was responsible. Do you have quite a few marriages
Oh,
that
yeah.
transpire? Oh, a whole bunch, huh?
Yeah, we have a really good success rate. People are a bit more serious that come to us. They are investing in finding the right person. So we have an 86% success rate that will introduce our clients to someone they date for 6 months or longer. And most turn into committed relationships kind of after that point.
I love it. Okay, people. So if you're kind of done with the apps, or even if you're, you know, still doing the apps, I say call Tammi. Elite Connections. I say you got nothing to lose, right? You've got a lot to gain. So especially now that we're coming out of this pandemic, I'm dying to hear more about some of the matches that you make, Tammi. So I really enjoyed having you on. I really did.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So reach out to Elite Connections. You're everywhere, right? You're on Facebook, just
everywhere.
All social platforms, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, beautiful. I've enjoyed having you on. Tammi Pickle, and tell your mom I said hi because I know you're business partners, and she's not there today. She's off skiing. So good for her. Good for her. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Deborah Kobylt Live. You can find us everywhere: Facebook, YouTube, IGTV, and of course, all audio platforms on our podcast. So we appreciate you joining us. Tell your friends about us. And don't forget to go and look up Elite Connections. You never know, you'll find the love that you've been looking for. So thanks so much for joining us. See you next time. Bye.